Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be? This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it? it's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it. Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to. This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well. The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction. There are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on? No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it. I can't die here. This is bad. I have to push on.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must...
You're still too weak for Monet.
Miss Lynette is right.
A guest? Then I can assume.
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain. Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Linny?
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
Linny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't
Give me a sec, give me a sec.
Thank you.
I don't know, पहले मेरा आवाज आ रहा था या नहीं आ रहा था. ऑनेस्टली आई हैव नो आइडिया, क्योंकि मैंने जस्ट यहाँ पे अभी जाके सेटिंग्स में जाके चेंज किया एंड डूड, इसका भी सेटिंग्स जाके चेक करूँ मैं ज़रा, इसका तो ठीक है यार, ये तो सीन हो गया। बहुत कुछ चपड़ चपड़ कर लिए हम तो माइक बंद के साथ। लेट मी चेक। ओ या बिल्कुल बिगिनिंग में मेरी आवाज़ ही नहीं आ रही थी, अब आ रही है आवाज़। बोलो क्या किया जाए। बिगिनिंग में मेरी आवाज़ ही नहीं आ रही थी, अब आ रही है आवाज़।
Relax.
सो बेसिकली कोई नहीं, चलो नाउ आई एम ऑडिबल। देखते हैं कहाँ पे जाना है, लोअर जाना है, लोअर। अच्छा इसके ऑफिस में जाएंगे। लेट मी चेक, ये 5 स्टार है ना? 5 स्टार लग तो रहा है। अचीवमेंट ले लो 92, 8 और अचीवमेंट चाहिए। चलो भाई चलो, हाँ भाई 5 स्टार है। यस, डिटेल्स, टैलेंट, प्रोफाइल। अबे यार इसमें लिखा नहीं होता है क्या? बर्थडे, एफिलिएशन, फोर्ट्रेस ऑफ विजन, क्रायो। लग रहा है कैटलिस्ट यूजर लग रहा है, हेजू की तरह। आई डोंट नो यार, 4 स्टार के अंदर तो कितने सारे कैरेक्टर ऐसे जो मतलब यहाँ से नहीं है अपने पास। इसको लेके एक तो ये नहीं है, किरारा नहीं है, एक एक 2 3 और ये 4 4 स्टार, अरे सॉरी 5। काफी रह गया।
Where's my key?
5 4 स्टार निकालने हैं बस ऐसे ही फॉर फन। बिल्ड नहीं करने वाला मैं किसी को। अच्छा होगा तो करेंगे, और जब सब खत्म हो जाएगा, करने को कुछ नहीं होगा, तब ध्यान देंगे इन पे। क्यों? क्योंकि वो मुफ्त के फेट चाहिए अपने को, जो 3 फेट मिलते हैं ना लेवल अप करने पे। Okay, if anyone is watching me right now, try to type something, cause
I take it Mr. Fremenet's
I wouldn't
condition
know
is
if you are
stabilized?
watching. If you want to communicate,
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
communicate.
I've been expecting those two, but
Oh
might I
my
inquire as to the
hell.
purpose of your visit,
Oh
Miss
my
Seedling?
freaking
I wanted to
damn.
check up on Miss
क्या ही
Claran.
देख लिया?
How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like.
All right.
Dude, I'm waiting
Thank
for
you
the
for looking
Varka
out for me.
Monstead वाला
I'll take
character,
my leave for now.
Grandmaster.
Want to explain yourself?
I don't know as a
nicely?
playable मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा. Kind of curious.
Of
अगर
course,
आता है तो I'll
but
try
I'm not
to get
partial
him.
to the word. Where should I begin?
Empire.
No, I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them, even though you didn't know what they were trying to do.
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here.
Yeah.
Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place,
अब ना
he
यार
did it
इस
on his own.
पूरी इवेंट के ना थोड़े
Of
बहुत
course, it's
स्पॉइलर मिल गए
inevitable
मेरे
that
को,
Nave would make a big deal out of her
है
fellow
ना? तो अभी
Harbinger's
थोड़ा मज़ा
unexplained
थोड़ा स्पॉइल हो
disappearance.
चुका है इस चीज़ का, but still
I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I
क्या
figured
और
I might as
कैसे
well
होगा,
let
it's
the
kind of
Fatui do their
interesting
own
and I'm also
investigative work.
curious.
All I care
So
about
let's
is the
see
answer.
क्या होता है.
So you were hoping Linny's group would just do your work for you.
You make it sound like that's a bad... The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him.
Are the rumors true? That you're also...
Why would you put it like that?
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Claran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good Mora to come down to the fortress for some field work.
Oh, I
As a
paid her
champion
good
duelist,
Mora.
Miss Claran could be considered to be an independent party.
देख रहे हो?
I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And
Baap re.
saving Fremine was part of that crisis?
बाप रे बाप.
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite
यार वो
adept at
इलेक्ट्रो
that.
कैरेक्टर यार क्यों
Had
इतना अच्छा
conditions
लग
not
रहा है
been
अभी?
as hostile as they were,
नहीं
he
अपन नहीं
probably would have
निकालेंगे,
found the missing Harbinger already.
अपन कोई विश्वास नहीं करने वाले, ठीक है? अगर आ भी गया तब भी नहीं करेंगे.
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
मतलब चचा तुम भी कुछ छुपा रहे हो ना अभी?
Discovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch
चेक
of
नहीं करेंगे
questions
तो
that
पता
you
कैसे
threw at us.
चलेगा? हेलो.
Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
पाइमॉन को
Even
सब
if
जानना
the
है
truth may
भाई.
not be
तुम्हारे
pleasant.
टूथपेस्ट में नमक है कि नहीं है वो भी इसको जानना है.
Follow me.
चलो दिखा रहे, क्या दिखा रहे? चचा कुछ तो दिखा रहे हैं, ठीक है? just give me a sec. वहाँ जाने से पहले मैं ज़रा कहीं और जाके आता हूँ.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax.
Okay, hello, 124. Me back. No one is watching today.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
And give me a sec.
Relax.
La 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 la. I guess now it's fine. Very fine. Venimos. Now let's go into the conversation.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
भाई भाई ये क्या सीन है?
Stand on the central plate.
Okay, लग रहा है अब यहाँ से भी नीचे
Is there
जाएंगे.
a secret mechanism or... Whoa!
हाँ, बहुत कुछ है.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special. What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
फॉर सम रीज़न मेरे CPU फैंस कुछ ज़्यादा ही घूम रहे। ये क्या सीन है, देखना पड़ेगा मुझे।
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa. They all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look. I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any
Water
guesses
pressure.
what the reading could be
Oh,
tracking?
water pressure. Yes.
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're...
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising. Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh.
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all. Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
Honestly saying, स्टार्टिंग में बड़ी कावाई लगती है ना? इतने टाइम खेलने के बाद अभी इतनी इरिटेटिंग लगती है ना पाइमोन, ये क्या ही बोलूं मैं?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the Sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people
She's like a
also
daughter I
realized that the
want.
fortress
Okay,
was a
ठीक है.
lonely place. Once they had gotten used to
पर
life here,
चटर पटर
they
बहुत
could no
करती है यार,
longer feel
बेफालतू का
comfortable
बोलती है
living in the
बहुत.
overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others
बहुत ही
chose to stay.
useless है.
They'd find some
पैमान
idle
घंटा कुछ काम
position
नहीं
and let
करती.
their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontanian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
हैं सच में? ठीक है भाई. ठीक है भाई.
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that doesn't stop this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Let's go somewhere else. I will...
Cinematics नहीं.
This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone.
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Okay. Me back. Wow. Complete God of War 3 thing. Oh, nice.
Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were archeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
Okay, इन दोनों को पहले भी देखा था.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
ये कर ले पैमोन तू.
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Oh.
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
The both are already
There's
acting
another
as
door
a
that goes
couple.
right up.
ऐसे कौन
Your
लड़ता कौन है
constant
भाई?
amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do
वही
anything.
लोग कहते हैं. What the fuck, man?
Like, Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
भाई अंशुमन कुछ फूक के आया है मेरे ख्याल से. इसको सब क्यूट लग रहा है.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Whoa. क्या? Fuck, dude. What the fuck is this? अच्छा, तू भी रिलेशनशिप में चला गया क्या? जो लोग नया जाते हैं वो ऐसा करते हैं. And here you go. This is भाई ये शिप है क्या? ये अंडर वाटर शिप है? सबमरीन तो नहीं बोल सकते, अजीब सा दिख रहा है. क्या है? नहीं,
What a
शिप है.
ship!
यस.
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontanian history?
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and
Bro,
found the
environment
Sibila,
design
who
बहुत
had taken on the
yes.
form of a golden bee.
यही सब तो एडमायर
Taking the
करते हैं हम
golden
बैठ
bee
के
with him and riding on a
गेम का को
huge
खेल
ship,
रहे हैं.
the Fortuna. He created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
होप ढूंढ लो तुम.
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontanians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
ठीक है.
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back. I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
He means that my actions will now. अबे ओए मैं हौले पढ़ रहा इधर. Other words, if I won't tell Lenny the truth, I must make him understand that we cannot afford excessive conflict right now.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for
Great.
ठीक है चलो.
I look forward to...
बेसिकली चचा एकदम ऐसा है मार कूट के मना लिया कि भाई मुंह नहीं खोलना तुम, है ना। और पता नहीं कितने दिनों से अपन इस जेल के अंदर है यार। एक ये गेट इतना क्यों खोला जा, बस ऐसे ही पागल हो रखे सारे, गेटें खोल रहे हैं।
Welcome back.
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Seishween.
DQ बढ़िया नाम है।
Yeah.
मैं भूल जाता हूँ बार बार, ये इस चीज को टर्न ऑफ करना भूल जाता हूँ।
I really can't make sense of this.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Siege.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Mirapede.
भाई पकड़ लिए पकड़ लिए पकड़ लिए, क्या बात है।
Ooh, he's good.
Nice,
Got
nice.
that right on the first try.
Inspired by dsharp. ओह ऐसा क्या हो सकता है भाई। मैं ऐसे लाइक साइन में नहीं लिखता हूँ नॉर्मली, पूरा स्पेलिंग लिखता हूँ इधर तो पब्लिक को पता नहीं होएगा।
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us
Make
completely
sense,
at
make
first,
वो पानी
then
का क्या
suddenly
सीन है यार साला,
roadblocked
मैंने
us.
लॉर चेक करना
Why?
चालू किया है अभी।
I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Chai. What's more, the fortress of Mirapede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulant.
Yes.
Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest.
ये
If
क्या
I
बात
had to
हुई?
guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis.
No.
But how could Risley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
ऐसा क्यों?
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
और बुक्कड़ पैमोन का पेट बजा.
Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time. Oh, Paimon almost forgot. Didn't Zhongli say Hu Tao was also planning on spending some time in Xiaoying village? We didn't have anything else to do today, right? Why don't we go have a look around? Maybe we'll run into her.
कैफेटेरिया में जाना है अभी तो. चुप हो जा पैमोन. और मेरे ख्याल से ये वाला क्लोजेस्ट रहेगा टेलीपोर्ट. मैं भूल जा रहा हूँ कौन सा टेलीपोर्ट कहाँ पे जाता है. देखो अगेन कर दी वही वाली बात. ये वाला टेलीपोर्ट ट्राई करते हैं.
Too slow.
Let's see. अच्छा ये स्पीकर्स रखे डूड. ओह अब समझा मैं.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijwin?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
What would you like to eat?
खुजो सारा की एकदम वाइब आ रही है इसमें से वो वाला कैरेक्टर.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Then I'll have the tastiest stuff.
Me too.
ठीक
Don't
है.
forget.
No problem. Just
जल्दी करो. जल्दी करो.
So delicious. Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day.
पीछे वो बैटरी है और ये स्पीकर है. अब समझा.
feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
Sijwin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well?
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Clorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't... Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press it.
You were all super considerate and really thought it...
Get a good night's rest.
मेरे को ना अब इसके बाहर क्या चल रहा है ना ये जानना है. थोड़ा अंदर का तो ठीक है. प्रिजन वाला मिस्ट्री पूरा हो रहा है धीरे धीरे. अब पकड़ेंगे ये वाला टेलीपोर्टर, सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी, ये वाला टेलीपोर्टर। धीरे धीरे आइडिया आ रहा है कि ऊपर जाना है इस तरफ, नीचे जाना है उस तरफ, ऐसे।
Quit following me. Huh. Quit following me.
So much has happened. I'm super sleepy.
अबे खत्म कब होएगा यार? पिछले 3 दिन से बस यही कर रहा हूँ मैं तो। हैं? पाइमोन कराटे बुला रही है। पहली बार देख रहा हूँ पाइमोन को इसे सोते हुए।
Delicious.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea. Something must have happened. Stop asking!
Oh, the water have flooded already.
Who's yelling?
Paimon still wants to sleep. कोई ना, सोती रह तू।
Quit following me. Huh.
What happened?
अबे अलार्म थोड़ा इसे साइलेंटली नहीं बज रहे, मतलब अलार्म को हैवीली साउंड होना चाहिए ना। यहाँ पे लग रहा है
Explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait!
भाई फटी पड़ी है सबकी।
What's wrong with these people? They
ये
won't
वो
return
दोनों भी
to
भाग
us.
गए।
They're
वो जो
here. There you are.
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible,
Okay.
upwards and outwards.
समझ गया, मतलब वो पानी अब आ रहा है धीरे धीरे, वो मर्ज हो रहा है। समझ गए क्या प्रॉब्लम है।
It can't be that thing.
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
पाइमोन को बोलना होता है सब।
You two just go and get out. Go on without us.
Hey, hey!
ट्रैवलर भी लाइक
Be
चिल्ला चिल्ला के
careful.
बता दे सबको, स्कीमें बता दे सबको तो।
Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the top
Upwards
floor,
and
then try to move as far
outwards.
upwards as possible.
अरे यार मैं क्या बार बार सी दोबारा सी दोबारा सी दोबारा।
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Wow. Wow, dude. What the fuck? Oh, भाई वाल था ये वाल। I like the design, dude. Froze everything, dude. You can do it. Come on, let's go. अबे इसका मैकेनिक्स देखा, इसका जो डिवाइस है काइंड ऑफ वो विजन के थ्रू पावर होता है। और विजन भाई ब्यूटीफुल कॉन्सेप्ट है यार, इन लोगों ने पहले क्यों नहीं रन किया ये सब। वाओ। Nice.
3,
2
1.
भाई बंदूक जो विजन के थ्रू मेक आइस एंड स्लिप. वाओ. ये फिर भी टूट के आएगा बम करके.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette.
Wow.
Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Yes, this is the time.
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
Neuvillette को इन्फॉर्म
The
करो
gate.
कि
How
फटी
long do
पड़ी
you
है
think it'll
सबकी.
hold?
That depends on us.
भाई ये कैरेक्टर ना मैं पहली बार देख रहा हूँ. एक तो दोनों कैरेक्टर ठीक है, मैंने बीच में बहुत कुछ मिस कर दिया है. और इनके गेम प्ले, इनके जो भी है सम एनिमेशंस एंड ऑल स्टफ देखना पड़ेगा मेरे को. ये बढ़िया लगे मेरे को.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Why are you here? भाई
Traveler,
भाई
I need
बोल
you
रहा
to
ना
head to
मैं
the Opera House immediately.
ऐसे फुद्दू से सवाल पूछती है ना पाइमोन. मतलब why are you here? अबे घर है उसका, उधर ही सोएंगा ना. मस्जिद में मिलेगा तेरे को.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Neuvillette, why are you here? तो इधर ही सोएगा ना, और किधर होएगा.
The wind rises.
भाई फटुई भी आ गई है, क्या बात है.
Tui and Palais Mermonia people over there. Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your ability.
फरीना को कहा है भाई. लेडी फरीना. होने दो लोड इसको. अबे लोड हो गया यार इतनी देर में. अच्छा ये है फरीना क्या. नाम याद नहीं है मेरे को.
Oh, so you two are the
Neve.
honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Oh yeah,
Of
फरीना.
course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler.
What the
I have heard
fuck,
much of your accomplishments.
dude.
I am the Knave,
यार
one
एक-
of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
एक बात सुनो. रुक जा, एक बात सुनो. अगर नेव एज अ प्लेएबल कैरेक्टर आती है तो प्लीज़ उसको कोई भी पचरंगी कॉस्ट्यूम या स्किन मत दे दियो प्लीज़. ऐसे ही मस्त लग रही है वो, यू नो, ब्लैक ग्रे एंड वाइट. ब्लैक मस्त लग रहा है ना. जैसा वॉन्डरर के साथ किया था वैसा मत करना.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit
Hey
beside me.
Darshan, what's up? What's up? Me good, you say. How are you?
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually
Diversion,
recently
diversion,
agreed to get together for tea when we
Ah,
had the
blah,
time.
blah, blah, blah.
See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, Why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
हाँ पाइमॉन पहले भागेगी देख अभी.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I. I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Lastly we saw like Child stopped using his vision. उसके पास delusion था और Child का vision पड़ा actually में इसके पास. तो यार मैं याद नहीं आ रहा है मेरे को ठीक से कि मैंने स्टोरी कहाँ से चालू किया ये वाला.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
I almost forgot.
Give me
Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person.
Well, Nuvillette का जो scene है kind of makes sense. कि उसका थोड़ा बैक स्टोरी मेरे को मालूम पड़ा कि Nuvillette की आइडेंटिटी क्या है, तो जो पावर है इतना सारा उसके पास kind of makes sense, है ना. बट यहाँ पे ये सोच रहा हूँ कि अभी आएंगे आगे सिनेमैटिक्स आएंगे, देखते हैं क्या सीन है, क्योंकि मैं भी थोड़ा कंफ्यूज है.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
इसके पास भी विजन है, पायरो विजन है, देख रहे हो. I just noticed. तो maybe in future we have a chance कि ये as a playable character मिले. बहुत ही सही जगह पे छुपाया है विजन को, but I just noticed. So yeah, there is a chance. मेरे को दोतोरे चाहिए था यार. दोतोरे एज अ प्लेएबल मिलता मजा आता भाई. बड़ा इविल कैरेक्टर है, बड़ा हरामी कैरेक्टर है.
And just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
उसको मालूम, पागल औरत.
The fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. That is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
Opera house. Okay.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
Probably.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
मैंने ना like expect नहीं किया था from the Hydro Archon. Like ये कौन से एंगल से आर्कॉन लग रही है यार? ओ अरे यार, पहले ऐसे फुट पड़ा ना, मेरे को लगा डेन स्लीफ आया.
My thanks to you both.
I will
He
take
never
it from
lets
here.
it. Wow. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the scene. That's the scene.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow.
Confidence देख रहे हो
So,
बंदे का?
what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
इसको पता था ये टाइम पे वहीं पे खड़ा था और dude, what the fuck?
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day.
Cinematics थोड़े बड़े तरीके से enjoy
This
करो
ancient
यार.
power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
अभी क्या क्या?
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Yep. ना यार dude. Technically, if we see, वो उसके डोमेन के अंदर आता है भाई. Like once he was a king, dude.
All right. Seems like the problem inside
Like
has been
he
suppressed.
was the ruler.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously
यार
a
उसकी
joke.
आंखें एकदम अलग है. Like दूसरे कैरेक्टर की आंखें like होती है
Anyway,
plain
you've
color
still got
as
some
the
unfinished
element.
business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
इसके आंख में पूरा का
No
पूरा
need to
रेनबो
stay
डाल
here if
रखा है
you
इन
have a
लोगों ने.
pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
Yep.
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontanian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet,
भाई ये
here
Fontanian है,
you
इसको
are,
भी पता होगा
relaxing,
यार.
drinking tea and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
इसका एक थोड़ा difference, हाँ ये क्या story है
working
इसका?
on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
My machinations.
भाई वेस तेरे को क्या मजा आता है ये बता दे मेरे को.
Only reveal themselves at the fated time.
क्यों देता है भाई spoilers?
It's just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes.
I don't think so.
Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way.
ये रहा इसका vision पिछू
For
पिछू.
you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential.
ये Fontanian है लेकिन इसके पास vision है स्नेजनाया का, है ना? Same like child.
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
अच्छा ठीक है यार डूब जाने दे.
Emergency response plan is
डूब जाने दे भाई तू
also
spoiler
strictly
मत दे बस. मेरे दिमाग में भी नहीं थी
Then
चीज
allow
दूर
me
दूर
to
तक.
jog your memory. Miss Farina.
बस हाँ
what
देखा
is
यार
the
water आ रहा
purpose
है.
of your
वो थोड़ा
oratories
problem है.
mécanique d'analyse, Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The oratories? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina.
हाँ वो तो है. चाइल्ड तो क्रायोनेशन से है. हाँ चाइल्ड है. चाइल्ड स्नेजनाया से है. उसका विजन वैसा है लेकिन इसका ओरिजिन तो अभी इसने बताया ना कि ये फॉन्टेन से है. फिर भी इसके पास जो विजन है इसका देखिए, ये फॉन्टेन का विजन थोड़ी है, ये स्नेजनाया का विजन है ऐसा. और ना अभी मेरे को लग रहा है कि ये मिलेगी एज अ प्लेएबल कैरेक्टर. टाइम है और उस टाइम पे इसका कॉस्ट्यूम चेंज कर देंगे क्योंकि अभी ये जो विजन दिख रहा है ना ये कोई अलग से लाइक वो नहीं है, स्किन के अंदर ही एम्बेडेड ऐसे लाइक जिस तरह से लो पॉली निकालते हैं वैसे किया है पूरा, उसी के अंदर ही है वो. तो ये इसका स्किन चेंज होएगा प्रॉबेबली. रुको रे 1 मिनट मैं आया ज़रा. थुमक जब हित जाए, समझ रहे हो एकदम। हाँ भाई, अबे क्या 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 लिख दिया इतना कुछ। चाइल्ड तो क्रायो प्लेबल है, तुम जिस नेशन के गॉड को डिवोट कर रहे हो उस नेशन का विजन मिलेगा। अच्छा 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 अच्छा, तुम जिस ओके द is in 4.6 banner, she is a pyropolam. अरे dude, okay 4.5 has a Neverland read, okay 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 4.6 के अंदर एज a playable आ रही है, ठीक है। विजन तो मैंने देख लिया है, इसके पास पहले से ही पायरो है, and that's good.
I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the ore trace in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
Is a good person. अरे हाँ,
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
हाँ पायमन को कुछ भी दे दो। देखो भाई देख, पायमन डीस तक चाट गई,
That cake was great.
समझ रहे हो?
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Paimon's coming too.
हाँ पायमन coming too. पायमन को भी खाना खाना है, पायमन को दो मक्खी खिलाओ। Paimor bar, clean dishes, 100%, yes. Vim bar की जगह Paimon bar. अब यार एक तो ना ये मेरे को पसंद नहीं है यार, ये देखो ये क्या बात हुई? I can't even change. Let's try to use something else. Ah, है ना। अबे सही जा रहा था मैं, दोनों दरवाजे एक ही तरफ तो जाते हैं। 99% but Paimon 100%.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Mirapede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
मिलेगा भी नहीं तुमको
People
कुछ.
have been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Lanny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others.
यहाँ पे ना साला स्टोरी का जो सीन है ना,
And you can just
इसमें अभी यहाँ पे फिलहाल के लिए तो
But what's your impression of Farina?
beside Abyss यहाँ पे फटुई हार्बिंजर्स ना ये एक और एक छोटा सा ग्रुप है जिसको एज अ विलन पोर्ट्रे किया गया है. लाइक पूरा का पूरा स्नेजना या एज अ विलन के उसके अंदर है लाइक फिलहाल के लिए. बट मेरे को लग रहा है कि एट द एंड ऐसे निकल के आएगा कि भाई जो भी ये क्रायो आर्कॉन जो भी कर रही थी वो अच्छे के लिए कर रही थी काइंड ऑफ, है ना. और रियल विलन निकलेगा सेलेस्टिया. ए कैप्टन, अरे ना सॉरी इट्स नॉट अ कैप्टन. मैं भी सोच रहा कैप्टन एक कहीं से कहीं को बैठा है. बस ये फटुई एजेंट है यार. इसका मास्क उसके जैसा है साला.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparation?
No need. I will take care of it myself.
यहाँ पे कहाँ है cinematics यार?
I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine.
She's trying to destroy Celestia with delusion.
She often seems more
I don't think so. Delusion will work. अभी ना ये जो Gnosis है, okay? Gnosis भी क्या बोलते हैं? कुछ है something. इसका भी एक सीन है थोड़ा कि जो आर्कॉन लाइक आर्कॉन के आने से पहले जब जो भी सेलेस्टियल बिंग्स थे ये जैसे कि हेवनली प्रिंसिपल है ये सब जब आए तेवाक पे तब ड्रैगन्स रूल कर रहे थे इस चीज़ को, इस पूरे लैंड को. तो बेसिकली ड्रैगन्स आर द रियल ओनर ही.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you.
स्पाइंग हो रही है.
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant.
लेकिन यार क्रायो और अरे हाइड्रो आर्कॉन ना पसंद नहीं आया मेरे को उतना, मतलब मज़ा नहीं आया भाई. वेंटी जैसा भी था भाई, वेंटी डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली कर रहा था भाई, कुछ तो कर रहा था. पता नहीं दारू वारू पी रहा था क्या कर रहा था, है ना.
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed.
अभी नींव है ये. हाँ.
It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon.
अरे उसके पास नहीं होगा. मैं ये पता है 110% नेविलेट के पास होगा. स्पॉइलर दूं? नहीं, थोड़े बहुत स्पॉइलर देख लिए मैं गलती से, ठीक है, अब ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए.
In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all.
नाम का आर्कॉन है ये.
And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
अबे हाँ, मेरे को एक ये चीज़ बता, अगर तेरे को पता हो तो, ये इसकी एक आँख अलग का एक है, थोड़ा कलर डिफरेंस है, या तो फिर जस्ट फॉर द कैरेक्टराइजेशन, और इफ देयर इज एनी जेन्युइन स्टोरी बिहाइंड इट. What are you trying to do?
I'm begging you, please.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Fosun.
Oceanoid.
I suspect
That's why.
even
मतलब
Farina dares not mention this incident to
ओशनॉइड
anyone.
मॉन्स्टर जो बॉस है उसकी बात
Not
कर
long
रही हूँ.
after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed.
इसका स्टोरी क्वेस्ट
Returning to her
देखेंगे
quarters,
शायद तब
Farina
पता चले.
quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility
यार ये
that
ऐसे
she's
क्यों कर
not
दिया
the
इन लोगों
true
ने?
Hydro Archon. Perhaps Udex Nuvillette is actually the genuine article.
Yes, Nevilette is the main boss. She's just a show.
I have to find the Gnosis. If the Nuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively...
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please...
News from the fortress of...
अब एक तो ये थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है यार, ये फादर करते हैं, ये है लड़की यार.
On top of that, the contacts and guards we've bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
अलग कंफ्यूजन ही दे रहे हो यार.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
ओके उसके
This
पास
is a
नहीं है,
good
ठीक है.
opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Udex Nuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation.
हाइड्रो आर्कॉन पे है. ओके मतलब नोसिस आर्कॉन के पास ही होना चाहिए. हाँ, जो नोसिस है वो आर्कॉन्स को लिमिट करता है. लाइक बेसिकली इट वर्क्स एज अ, क्या बोलते हैं, बढ़िया सा मैं लोर चेक किया था इसका यार पूरा, कि नोसिस क्यों क्रिएट करे गए थे, लाइक और क्या क्या सीन था इसका.
The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be
फरीना, नाउ आई गॉट इट. अरे वो जियो वाली, क्या नाम जो तुम यूज करते हो, शी इज द आर्कॉन. हाँ, राइडन शोगन एंड राइडन ए. यस यस यस. हाँ, मालूम तो पड़ा मेरे को कि हाइड्रो आर्कॉन्स के अंदर 2 सिस्टर्स हैं. वो तो पहले से ही पता चल गया था, लेकिन वो दूसरी शायद वो जियो वाली है, तो उसके पास होगा. Who knows?
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
भाई अब लास्ट 10 स्टोरी पर आ गए क्या? उसकी सिस्टर क्या थी? अरे नहीं ब्रो, अभी तो आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट चल रहा है, अभी एंड कहाँ आया? एंड अभी बहुत देर है. एंड तुम्हारा आएगा 2025 में, है ना? तब तक स्टोरी चलेगी चलेगी चलेगी. और उसकी सिस्टर तो अभी है, देखो तुम, मैं स्पॉइल नहीं करूँगा. है वो बस थोड़ी दूसरी पार्टी में है, अपनी पार्टी में नहीं है अभी फिलहाल के लिए.
After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Who doesn't have any power she has been acting for? फरीना का भी सेम है, सेम फॉर द नेविलेट, बट नेविलेट के पास है अपनी पावर अभी भी.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon. But now,
नेविलेट आर्कन तो
I am a
नहीं है.
servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or
यतीन
Farina,
सिंह,
neither fits
bro.
the bill. It's hard to
तुम खेलते हो
imagine either
जिनशिन?
of them as the Archon.
कहाँ तक पहुँचे हो ये बताओ.
Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification.
हाँ उसका पावर कम. यही सीन है, यही सीन है.
It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
ओ वो वाला एक्ट 5 में आ रहा है. ओके ठीक है, मैं उसका वेट कर रहा था.
Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise,
वो वहाँ पे वो
I would be
सेलेस्टियल बीइंग
happy
आता
to
है,
cooperate with you.
वो सेलेस्टियल बीइंग पावर देगा. जस्ट लाइक हेवनली प्रिंसिपल, दूसरा सेलेस्टियल बीइंग आएगा. तुम्हारा सब कंफ्यूजन दूर हो जाएगा. हाँ वो तो है, वो तो है. अरे वो देख लिया छोटा सा स्पॉइलर में यार. नहीं मतलब वो सिनेमैटिक्स बढ़िया है, मैं सोच रहा था ना देखूं. मतलब आ गया था यार, ऐसे ही शॉर्ट्स चला रहा था, आ गया था वहीं पे तो. बाकी हाँ, बाकी मेरा थियरी ऐसा था ना, मैं सोच रहा था कि जो हेवनली प्रिंसिपल्स है वो लाइक टोटल 3 लोग हैं, मान लो 3 सिस्टर, जिसमें से 3 में से एक अपना ईथर है, दूसरी वो जो गॉड जिसने अपने को रिस्ट्रिक्ट किया था, और तीसरी पाइमॉन है. वही सीन है. अब ये सारे सेलेस्टियल से ही तो है. लेकिन अभी अलग ही कॉन्सेप्ट आ रहा है कि टोटल 4, मान लो तुम सेलेस्टियल बीइंग थे 4, जिसके अंदर ट्रैवलर भी आता है. हाँ 4 डिसेंडेंट, यस 4 डिसेंडेंट के अंदर एक क्रिएटर है, एक ऑब्जर्वर है, एक डिस्ट्रॉयर है और एक सेवियर है, जिसमें ट्रैवलर अपना सेवियर है जो कि लाइट को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है. देन जो रेड वाली जो जिसने रोका था वो प्रोबेबली मेरे ख्याल से डिस्ट्रॉयर होगी, है ना. और पाइमॉन मेरे को लग रहा था कि जो मून सिस्टर्स थी, 3 मून सिस्टर, पाइमॉन उनमें से एक है, जिसमें से लाइक ये 2 मिलके पाइमॉन को मार देते, और मार के उनको लगता है कि पाइमॉन मर चुकी है, वो उसको फेंक देते हैं, वो पानी में पड़ी है सी के अंदर, और ट्रैवलर निकालता है फिशिंग करके. मेरे को ऐसा लगा था. अब पता नहीं क्या सीन है, देखते हैं चलो.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve. And as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
अभी इसकी मांगा हो ना, जो भी मांगा है इसकी ऑफिशियल मांगा, अगर जो कंटिन्यू होती हो, क्योंकि जो इनकी वेबसाइट पे जो मांगा डाल रखी है ना इन लोगों ने, वो तो मैंने पढ़ रखी है, उसमें कुछ खास है नहीं, उसमें बस पास्ट दिया गया है थोड़ा बहुत, है ना। ओकली की मम्मी, क्या नाम उसका, एलिस, उसका कुछ था, वो सब पढ़ रखा है मैंने। डिल्यू कैन, दुतोरे, अंदर दुतोरे आता है, उसके अलावा कुछ हो।
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
ट्रैवलर इज फोर्थ डिसेंडेंट, थर्ड डैड उसके बोन से जेनोसिस, सेकंड डिसेंडेंट एंड फर्स्ट डिसेंडेंट fought cause of that enconomia exist. रुको यार, मैं इसको थोड़ा बाहर ही खींच लेता हूँ। जनो सेकंड फॉट कॉज ऑफ दैट एंकोनोमिया। अच्छा,
Neverett, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur.
यार जब ये पूरा गेम ख़त्म हो जाए, पूरी स्टोरी, तो मैं ना इसकी लोर कंप्लीट करने का ट्राई करूँगा कि स्टार्ट टू एंड जो भी इसकी स्टोरी है इसको कंप्लीट करेंगे अपन। देखते हैं अगर हो पाता है तो। बस ये फालतू अचीवमेंट एंड ग्राइंडिंग वाइंडिंग में टाइम ना जाए, मतलब ज़रूरत तो नहीं पड़नी चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से, लेकिन फिर ये बीच में वो डाल देते हैं कि भाई नहीं, इतना एयर पहुँचो तभी ये क्वेस्ट अनलॉक होगा, वो फिर बीटी हो जाती है।
Thank you for protecting Farina.
और प्रॉबेबली है मेरे ख्याल से उसके पहले तो इनका एनीमे आ जाएगा। क्या करते, कोई अपडेट दिया नहीं है इन लोगों ने। अगर वो एनीमे आ जाता है तो मैं बोलता हूँ गोली मारो इसको, वो देखेंगे।
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
फोर्स बैक, समझ रहे हो, 50% पावर में चच्चा एकदम ऐसा बुच्च मार दिए।
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out.
फर्स्ट वाला सब पर राज कर रहा था, देन सेकंड ने ड्रैगन्स के साथ मिलके फाइट करा। जहाँ पे फाइट हुआ वो प्लेस इनाजुमा में था, वो पानी में, जो पानी में चला गया वो एरिया एंकनोमिया है। ओके, यप। और सबसे लास्ट वाला डिसेंडेंट है अपना ट्रैवलर। तो मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आ रहा है अभी भी कि तो फिर ट्रैवलर को रोका क्यों, और स्पेशली उसकी पावर ले ली, उसकी बहन को वो कर लिया, वो समझ नहीं आ रहा है। तो फिर मेरे को
Permission granted.
फर्स्ट डिसेंडेंट लॉस हिज पावर कैन बी पाइमॉन। पाइमॉन की तो मेमोरी भी उड़ चुकी है भाई, है ना। और जो डिसेंडेंट है वो सबसे पहले आए थे, एक बार आ चुके हैं टेवात पे, सिर्फ एक बार, जब ड्रैगन्स रूल करते थे टेवात पे, है ना। तो इनका फाइट चला एंड प्रोबेबली लाइक सम ड्रैगन्स chose to सर्व दैम, और इनके अंडर काम करना चूज़ किया। कुछ लोगों ने कल्टी मार ली, चलती पकड़ ली। उसके बाद फिर ऐसे ऐसे लाइक आर्कॉन बने, तो इन लोगों ने नोसिस बना दिए ताकि लाइक वो जो पर्टिकुलर क्या वो एक है वो लिमिट बनी रहे, लाइक वो आर्कॉन्स इनको ओवर पावर ना कर सके। डिसेंडेंट को ओवर पावर ना कर सके, इसलिए इन्होंने नॉसिस बनाए, ऐसा कुछ स्टोरी है। ठीक है, तो मेरे ख्याल से सारित्जा जो कर रही है ना, वो इसी रीज़न से लाइक नॉसिस कलेक्ट कर रही है, क्योंकि उसको अटैक करना है सेलेस्टिया पे। जोंगली नोज एवरीथिंग, साला जोंगली को पकड़ना पड़ेगा। बता भाई स्टोरी क्या है। यप, सबसे पुराने आर्कॉन में सिर्फ 2 लोग हैं, एक तो आता है वेंटी, दूसरा है जोंगली। इसमें सबसे पहले जोंगली आता है, दूसरा वेंटी है। और वेंटी ने कुछ नहीं किया है भाई, वेंटी बस ऐसा पी वी के टुन्नों के पड़ा रहा है बस।
You can't tell us? Then
If by the phrase "you guys" you are referring to Farina and I,
Yeah.
then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
What did you sense in the fortress of fire? Did you manage to protect those that need to be?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Zhongli Prime, Venti, True Power, all are gone.
huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Wait a minute, you can't be.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
Yep. He's the dragon.
The dragon of...
Yep.
Huh?
He is a reincarnation of the dragon.
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neverlet! Neverlet, are you listening?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, wow.
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
सारे लोग अपने सीक्रेट्स किसी को नहीं बताते एक्सेप्ट ट्रैवलर, समझ रहे हो? यप, नेविलेट की एज 400 प्लस है।
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, Then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Yes.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
That is the Gnosis.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried. We'll see you
अबे
another
यार
time.
फिर से काहे जाना है तुमको नीचे यार.
Take care.
गए. कितना कुछ एक्सप्लोर करना पड़ेगा बे. अरे मोरी मैया. हो गया भाई 94 तो हो गया. 4 और 6 और चाहिए. 6 में थोड़े इधर से निकाल लेंगे. सॉरी. फ्री फूड. हाँ बुक्कड़ पाइमोन. ये टाइम निकाल के बैठूंगा कर दूंगा ये. इसमें क्या है? कंप्लीट ऑल प्लंजिंग अटैक्स इन अ सिंगल ग्रेविटी रिडक्शन फील्ड. ठीक है ये भी सेम चीज़ है. कर देंगे. ये नहीं कहाँ गया वो. ये दो करना है. देन 5-6 हो जाएगा. देन 4 मोर निकाल लेंगे कहीं से. तो 800 कंप्लीट करना है भाई. यार अभी ऐसा लगता है ना कि साला 800 कुछ नहीं है. मतलब लोगों ने कितने अचीवमेंट निकाल रहे. टोटल अचीवमेंट कितने हैं? आवाज़ को क्या हो गया? पहले उस टाइम पे मेरे पास लाइक 700 अचीवमेंट थे समथिंग. लगता था कि भाई मतलब ग्राइंड किया है भाई. तगड़ा वाला ग्राइंड किया है. मतलब लोग देख के पागल हो जाते भाई 700 अचीवमेंट कैसे निकाले. उस टाइम पे टोटल अचीवमेंट समथिंग 800 850 के आजू बाजू में थी समथिंग. जे दबाएंगे. आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट खत्म हो गया क्या? द क्वेस्ट लोकेशन इज करंटली इन्वॉल्व्ड विथ. कौन सा क्वेस्ट है? ये वाला क्वेस्ट. चलो भाई फिल्म कैमरा रिट्रीव करना है. जरा कर लेते. कर लेते.
You're so happy just to see the sun again. How childish.
Rain outlines your fate.
खताओं का ज़माना क्या कहेगा, ज़माना क्या कहेगा। अबे यार हो गया। अब शायद हो चुका हो आर कॉन्क्वेस्ट। ओ ये लेट्स गो, गिव मी अ सैक। ये भी ख़त्म करना है यार मेरे को, क्योंकि अगर ये चीज़ भूल गया तो फिर भूल गया मान लो।
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world.
करते करते ज़रा क्वेस्ट कंटिन्यू करते, ज़रा चेक कर लूँ मैं कि रिकमेंडेड क्वेस्ट दिखा रहा है कोई, चैप्टर 1 एक्ट 1। इसके लिए भी पहले ये करना पड़ेगा। अच्छा इसके लिए भी यार कॉन्क्वेस्ट ही ख़त्म करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद अपन निकाल सकते हैं ये सब। ठीक है ठीक है। ये 30 30 30 पूरे 30 ही है सब में, है ना? 30 30 कहाँ से? और कितने चाहिए मेरे को, ज़रा लेट मी चेक। ये तो हो चुका है। ओ 800 चाहिए, यानी कि 200 और चाहिए। 200 तो कैसे मिलेंगे, 200 मिलेंगे। हाँ 15 दिन है, लेकिन आई नो माई सेल्फ, एक नंबर का भुलक्कड़ है मैं। अटेन 8 नंबर 00 फेस्टिव फीवर 1000 200 400 600। अबे यार ये क्या है डूड, ये सब तो चाहिए मेरे को। ऐसे सुंदर सुंदर से स्टैचू। अब ये कैसे मिलते हैं ये चीज़, कोई समझाएगा कैसे मिलता है? हो इन अदाओं का दीवाना क्या कहेगा, दीवाना क्या कहेगा। हो कोई ना, चलो क्वेस्ट कंटिन्यू करेंगे। फोर्टी टू सबसे पहले तो यहीं जाते हैं।
Quit following me.
इससे बात करनी है चश्मिश से।
Courier, Miss Sishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? It's you two.
Oh, it's you two. आइए बैठिए, चाय पानी लीजिए।
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. so don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
बस भाई यही बकचोदी करने आए थे इनके साथ हैं. अब ये क्यों नहीं चल रहा? जब इवेंट चल रही थी तब ये भी लाइक हाँ भाई हम लिप यूज़ करेंगे. इवेंट ख़त्म हो गई, अब बोल रहे जाओ सीढ़ी से जाओ. समझ रहे हो? औकात दिखा दी एक.
Traveler, Paimon, are you still doing all right? We're fine. A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulet paid us a bit. Oh, of course. We must also thank you for the help you provided. How did Nervulet know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Nervulet has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while
Makes sense,
bandaging the
man.
injuries
He
of
was
the
a
wounded.
dragon.
They were mumbling the whole time about how you... If you're not too just let me know if you get a craving for... I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles.
Swan Fury.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't.
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon...
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Too slow.
अब याद रह गया मेरे को टेलीपोर्टर कहाँ पे यूज़ करना है. अबे अगर मेरे को भागना ही है इधर उधर तो एक भागने वाली टीम बना लेते हैं ना कि जिसमें भागम भगाई होगी. ये दो को छेड़ेंगे नहीं. तीसरा वाला प्लान कर रहा हूँ, ठीक से बन जाए तो ठीक है. ये बस ऐसे ही रखा है, ये भी ऐसे ही रखा है. यहाँ पे ये अटैक बफ, ये क्रिट बफ, ये एनिमो बफ और ये डैमेज डीलर है. मतलब अगर ये टीम सक्सेसफुल जाती है ना तो मैंने फाड़ देनी है सबकी. आई डोंट नो तुम कितने बफ स्टैक कर सकते हो, क्योंकि दूसरे गेम्स के अंदर ना जैसे कि मैं वॉरफ्रेम खेलता हूँ भाई, मैं ढेर सारे बफ स्टैक कर सकता हूँ. ढेर सारे मतलब 15-20 आराम से स्टैक कर सकता हूँ. तो एक और टीम ले लेते हैं जहाँ पे होएगा सबसे पहले वॉन्डरर।
This had better be important.
भाई अभी एनिमेशंस भी इन लोगों ने ऐड कर दिए। क्या बात है यार, बढ़िया लग रहा है। और कोई ऐसा कैरेक्टर जो पटापट भागता हो, भागता मतलब एकदम धाड़ धाड़ है। सायू है अपने पास, कहाँ गई सायू?
So sleepy.
और कौन है जो भागता हो, मतलब एकदम नॉवल नहीं है अपने पास। लेनेट, सच में लेनेट भक्ति है क्या? यही है ना?
Is it time for a magic show?
लेनेट कैसे भागती है मुझे याद नहीं है, ना मैंने कभी यूज़ की है।
Over here.
अरे कहाँ भाग रही सच्चा? अरे यार बार बार स्किल चार्ज करना पड़ेगा इसका, तो कोई ना। देख रहे हो, देख रहे हो, देख रहे हो। अच्छा, होल्ड स्किल।
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
ओके, देखते।
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from.
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met father? Did she say anything to you?
You met father? Did she say? अबे यार क्यों कंफ्यूज करते हो?
A bit hard to understand.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic.
ज़्यादा
You should believe
fantastic
her.
ना बनो।
She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which...
Father is very capable and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
भाई 11:30 को स्ट्रीम बंद करते हैं, है ना? जाना कहाँ पे है? नीचू जाना है। इसका देखते हैं जरा। ओह, ओके। अब ये तो गलत बात होगी, हैं? हमको तो दबाना था स्किल। खुल जा सिम सिम। अबे गोल गोल घूमती घूमती अंदर आनी चाहिए, ये गलत बात।
Away I go.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine for the most part.
एक और चीज़ है यार
Neuvillette came down and took care of the
जो
worst
कि
of it.
weird लगती है बहुत मेरे को beginning से कि जितने भी teleportation points है ना उसको सिर्फ हम ही यूज़ कर पा रहे हैं हमारे अलावा कोई और यूज़ नहीं कर पा रहा है. That's kind of weird.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sijuin.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Eh?
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sijuin worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
ना भाई ना चाहिए
Sijuin too?
ना चाहिए भाई मैंने गिफ्ट ना चाहिए.
You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You...
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free. Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
यार इसका क्या बोलते हैं क्या है उसका येलान के जैसा है यार. अच्छा वापस सेल के अंदर जाना है क्या? चलो भाई. गलत बटन दबा रहे हो चाचा. यार काफी लंबा चलता है यार इसका स्किल.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners, though, so it really doesn't feel the same. Sure feels that way. But the truth is, we never did anything bad to begin with, so I'm not sure why we put so much pressure on ourselves. Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! All right. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but you're counting Paimon today? Alright, then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward.
Random.
Just the thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. But we should be safe now, right? Alright then, good night to you, traveler.
ये ये विजन अभी भी सपने दिखा रहा है इनको, क्या चल रहा है? ये पानी में फंसा पड़ा है क्या? ओह ओह नारवेल। मुझे लगा ये नारवेल है जो कि चाइल्ड यूज करता है अपनी स्किल की। ओह क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट डूड, क्या बात है, क्या बात है, क्या बात है। एक और अचीवमेंट। एंड जे दबाएंगे। ओह अभी चल रहा है, अभी ख़त्म नहीं हुआ है। आज 5वां एक्ट, ये लास्ट एक्ट है ना मेरे ख्याल से, ये लास्ट एक्ट है। और हम थोड़ा रिवॉर्ड लेना भूल गए थे। चैप्टर 4 एक्ट 5। हाँ वही नारवेल, मतलब जिस ओरिजिनल फिश से इंस्पायर्ड होके कैरेक्टर बनाया है उसका नाम नारवेल है। तो मुझे भी लगा कि ये नारवेल है क्या, क्योंकि चाइल्ड भी वही यूज़ करता है अपने उसके अंदर, स्किल के अंदर। वेट अंटिल नेक्स्ट डे 8 बजे। तो वे काम करते हैं, यहाँ से शुरू करेंगे कल, है ना? 8 बजा देते हैं और कल से शुरू करेंगे। चलो पब्लिक, इसी के साथ बाय बाय एंड गुड नाइट, क्योंकि मेरे को भी नींद आ रहा है।